The Corolla hatchback has been out for about 3 years now, and when it debuted with its sporty new body style and hard advertising in the manual transmission, everyone thought, this is it, this is the one, they're finally going to give us a fast Corolla. And so far they haven't. But if this spicy new rumor is anything to go by, then it looks like it might finally be time. So, if you are new here, my name is Zach, and I tried recording this video last week, and when I transferred it to my hard drive, I don't know where it went. It just went somewhere else that's not on my hard drive, which is a problem. Also, while filming this last week, my camera light stopped working, so I apologize if the picture looks like crap because my ISO is cranked all the way up. So, as I just mentioned, the Corolla hatchback has been around for about 3 years, and we're probably about halfway through its life cycle at this point. Pretty much ever since it debuted, people started daydreaming about a performance version. Because, well, I mean, look at it. It's honestly a pretty decent looking car, and it looks like it has some potential. And honestly, in this day and age, I feel when a lot of people think about hatchbacks, their mind just kind of automatically goes to hot hatches. Because at least here in the United States, when hatchbacks fell out of favor with normal consumers and companies sort of stopped selling them, most of what we were left with was hot hatches. And even though there is no true performance version of this car yet, that really hasn't stopped a lot of enthusiasts from hopping on board with it. I've seen a lot of these things at car shows and just driving around in the wild with a bunch of modifications. You can't really say you see that much with the last generation Corolla. But obviously the best way to capture the hearts of enthusiasts is to make an enthusiast car. So, a little bit after Toyota did just that for everyone else in the world, the news broke that we were actually supposed to be getting a GR version of the Corolla, with the drivetrain from the car that my therapist has told me that I should really stop thinking about. And it was supposed to have the 257 horsepower version of the 3-banger that they get over in Europe. And there were some doubts as to whether it was going to be getting the all-wheel drive system from the Yaris too. There wasn't any real confirmation on that. Okay, not bad. That would pretty much perfectly fill the void that the Focus ST left. If it had all-wheel drive, then cool, even better. However, like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, because this video got lost, some more news in the form of rumors got out stating that the new GR Corolla would actually have around 296 horsepower and that it would definitely have the all-wheel drive system from the Yaris. Rumors, mind you, but they do seem like some pretty potent rumors. The rumors started from a Japanese car website called Car Sensor because that's usually how these things go. They always start on Japanese car websites. And the article stated that the GR Corolla would actually get a boost in power over the Yaris, putting it closer to around 300 horsepower. Which really makes sense, honestly, given the fact that the Corolla is just a larger vehicle than the Yaris. It was also stated that the all-wheel drive system will be carried over to the chassis and that it will maintain all of the characteristics that it did in the Yaris. So it'll have a torque vectoring system that will let you send about 70% of the power up to the rear wheels. So, hello Corolla drift mode. And of course it will maintain the 6-speed manual. So everyone should be happy. This should perfectly fulfill the demand for a 300 horsepower all-wheel drive thing with a manual. Because as I'm sure you've seen in Facebook comment sections, whenever a new car gets announced, no matter what it is, everyone in the comments section just screams that it needs 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive, and if it doesn't, it's just not a real car, I'm sorry. So congratulations Corolla, you are officially a real car. But for real, this is some nice news, and maybe I'm a little bit less pissed about the Yaris now, just maybe. But it looks like we're finally going to be getting a Corolla Evo of sorts. Now, I have talked about this before, sort of. If you remember from a few months ago, there was another rumor going around that Subaru and Toyota were going to be collaborating on some sort of new hot hatch. Now, I made a video about that, and one of my main theories I had in that video was that they're going to do a collaboration on a version of the Corolla. Maybe have it be related to the new WRX. And with all that in mind, I thought the collaboration version of the Corolla was maybe going to have a flat 4 and be the top of the line Corolla, and the aforementioned GR Corolla with the 3-cylinder was going to be more like a mid-range car. Sort of like the WRX versus the WRX STI. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case now. Although the part where we get a Corolla that will be capable of competing with the Golf R is true, it looks like this is going to be all Toyota. Which is nice. People have been really giving Toyota shit for outsourcing. So it would be nice to see them build something cool on their own. So as far as the collaboration between Toyota and Subaru goes, I'm not really sure what's going to come out of that. Maybe it'll be a lesser model, maybe it'll be something even crazier, or maybe it won't happen at all. I'm honestly starting to question the authenticity of that rumor. I feel like the reason that Toyota and Subaru collaborated on the 8.6 chassis was because they both had a very specific car in mind that they wanted to build. And it just made sense to collaborate on a car like that. And I don't really think they have much interest in building anything together outside of that. And I'm actually kind of glad that this video got messed up last week because between then and now, some more leaks came out, and it looks like this thing is definitely going to have a pretty gnarly body kit compared to the regular Corolla, so there's going to be a distinct difference in appearance between the two. And again, very Evo-esque. I really like the idea of this car because I think it carries on the spirit of the WRC Corolla that they had in the late 90s. That thing was so sick. I used to drive that thing all the time in Gran Turismo. There was also a brief mention of a GR Corolla wagon with a hybrid system within that article. That would be very cool because, as you all know, if you want to make a fast car cooler, just make it a wagon. We will absolutely never get that in the United States if it turns out to be real, but we can dream. So, there you go. It looks like Toyota might actually be sending us quite a nice apology letter for the GR Yaris. Mind you, none of this is actually confirmed, it's all just rumors, and it could all just turn out to be a dream. I kind of think it's actually going to happen. So honestly, with all that being said, I must say I am pretty happy with the direction that Toyota seems to be going in lately. Actually making real performance cars. They seem to actually care about satisfying the car enthusiasts after years of just being known as an appliance brand. A good appliance brand, but an appliance brand nonetheless that used to make a good twin-turbo sports car. Some people really aren't happy about the outsourcing from BMW and Subaru, and honestly, I really don't care about that much. I mean, yeah, it does suck that the Supra isn't fully Japanese made. They're actually trying to take the initiative and build fun cars again, so in today's world, that's honestly good enough for me. So, what do you all think? You think it's going to happen, or do you think it's just all dust floating in the wind of the internet? Do you consider a GR Corolla? I totally would. I've been really thinking about a Velociter N someday, but if this turns out to be real, I might have to double back. But anyway, let me know what you think down below. I know I was pretty late hopping on this newsreel, but oh well. So that's pretty much all I gotta say for this video. And before I leave, make sure you like and subscribe. Seriously, help me out. But I will see you guys next week, and hopefully this video file doesn't disappear again. Until then, have an awesome day. Peace.